Good morning, honorable adjudicators, respected timekeeper, and our worthy opponent. My name is Amelia Putri, and I'm the first speaker of the opposition team. Today, I stand firmly against the motion this House would ban beauty filters on social media platforms. My team and I firmly believe that banning beauty filter is not only impractical, but also a violation of personal freedom and creative expression. Instead of banning, we should focus on education and digital literacy. Before I dive into our arguments, let me clarify our interpretation of the motion. The term beauty filter refers to digital tools that alter facial features, skin texture, or appearance in real time on social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. The word ban means a complete prohibition enforced by law or platform policy with penalties for non-compliance. Our interpretation is simple. The government or platform providers will have the authority to remove, disable, or penalize any content or application that use beauty filter. However, we argue that a blanket ban is disproportionate, paternalistic, and an effective solution. Then, our opposition core stand is built on this fundamental principle. Individuals have the right to present themselves digitally as they wish, just as they can wear makeup, choose outfit, or use lighting in real life. So, instead of banning tools, we should empower users with critical thinking media literacy to recognize the difference between reality and digital enhancement. A ban would not solve the root problem. It would only push the use of filters underground or to unregulated platforms, making it harder to monitor or to educate users. So our case is not defending deception, it is about defending autonomy and realistic solution. My first and main argument today is that banning beauty filters violates personal autonomy and undermines creative expression. Since the beginning of human civilization, people have used tools to modify their appearance, from makeup and hairstyle to clothing and accessories. Beauty filters are simply the digital evolution of that same human instinct. For example, a teenager using filter that add freckles or change their hair is not trying to deceive anyone. They are experimenting with their identity just as they would with makeup or costume. Banning this is like banning makeup or fashion, an overreach into personal choice. Moreover, filters are widely used for entertainment, not just for vanity. Many filters are fun, artistic, or humorous. They allow users to engage creatively with their content. Removing them entirely would make social media less playful and more monotone. And then there's the underlying assumption of the motion is that users are helpless and easily manipulated by filters. But this argument infantilizes the public. We do not ban movies because they use special effects. We do not ban Photoshop because it can create unrealistic image. Then why should we ban real-time filters? Thank you.
Good morning, honorable adjudicators, respected timekeepers, and fellow debaters. My name is Javon Taswara as the second speaker of the opposition group, and today I will bring us on our second core argument under the RL framework on how the beauty filters mentioned in this house actually democratize digital confidence and protect individual agency. But before all of that, let us take a look and analyze at the logical flaws that are presented by the government team. First, they argue that beauty filters cause body dysmorphia and toxic beauty standards. But let's be real, toxic beauty standards existed long before smartphone. They come from high-end magazine, celebrity culture, and systemical societal pressure. And if you ban filters today, people will not suddenly wake up and love their natural flaws. Instead, they will change and resort onto more dangerous alternatives like expensive cosmetic surgeries or even extreme diet. Therefore, filters are a harmless temporary coping mechanism, and banning them is a lazy solution that fixes absolutely nothing. Second, They argue that filters are deceptive and fake. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a really fragile argument voiced by the government team. They didn't know that social media, by definition, is curated, meaning that every content that the users see will likely be deliberately structured, selected, and organized. Therefore, filters are simply an extension to this. No everyday user looks at a glowing, flawless celebrity and honestly believe it's real. Therefore, banning them is a massive overreach into how individuals choose how to present themselves online. Now, moving on to our core argument, banning beauty filters strips away an accessible tool that levels the playing field for ordinary users, hurting those who are already marginalized by society. And if we completely ban filters and go by their rules, social media becomes an exclusive playground for those who are genetically privileged and the wealthy. Who wins in this government world? The people who are wealthy. And who loses? The average ordinary users like us, teenagers who have acne problems, low lit bedroom, and even low background income. Filters allow ordinary people like us to bypass our immediately confidence, to speak, post, and share our voices. It gives us agency to control our own narrative in a highly judgmental digital space. When we look at the rise of casual content creators, especially from lower income backgrounds, many of them started by using smoothing filters to overcome severe camera shyness and insecurity. They didn't use it to trick people, they used it so the world would focus on their talent, humor, or even their ideas rather than their physical flaws. Therefore, by banning filters, the government isn't creating a healthier society, they are just creating an unfair world where only the natural, flawless, and the rich gets to look good. Therefore, we protect the ordinary users, which is why the opposition team must win today. Thank you.
Good morning, honorable adjudicators, respected timekeepers, and fellow debaters. My name is Devmundus Ahmad, and I'm the third speaker in this opposition team. Today, my role is to reinforce speaker number 1 and speaker number 2 argument about why beauty filters banning them isn't the best solution. The government might say that beauty filters cause low self-esteem or fake beauty standards. We acknowledge the problem exists. We cannot deny that, but banning them isn't the best solution. First, banning would be hard to enforce. It only moves the tools to the third-party apps, such as CapCuts, Photoshop, and any other altering apps. It wouldn't solve the problem, it only causes more problem instead. Let's take example cars. Cars cause accident almost every year. And should we ban cars, or did we ban cars? No, we shouldn't. Instead, we make a traffic laws for it. So banning them would just make it even more hard to regulate and enforce the rules in this social media. Second, beauty isn't only for personal uses, but also for other stuff such as entertainment and creativity. There are a wide range of users, such as businesses, makeup influencer, cosplayer, streamer, and etc. So, not only banning them strict away the people's right to use beauty filters, is also hurt these type of creators that rely beauty filters as their main tools for their financial business. We can suggest 3 solutions rather than a complete prohibition. First, we could start teaching media literacy, especially to younger people that are very vulnerable for such media. Second, we could also start limit the uses of filters that heavily change or alter someone's appearance that too much. Third, we can also start adding labels to a heavily edited photo or video so the users knows and won't be deceived for said video and photos. Therefore, we firmly believe that regulation, education, and media literacy is a far better solution for users rather than a complete ban. I am the third speaker of the sufficient team. Thank you.
Now we come to the conclusion of our debate. I will break it into 3 points. First, beauty filters are a legitimate tool for self-expression and creativity. Second, a ban is a paternalistic, a top-down solution that disrespects individual autonomy. And last, we should prioritize education and awareness, not prohibition. For this reason, I urge you to reject the motion and stand for freedom, responsibility, and realistic solution. Thank you for your attention. That's all from us. Thank you.